Hey folks, welcome back to the Leeds Gamer. It's match preview time, but with a difference. Just before we get into it, do please hit the like button and the hype button. Do please also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and do please hit the notification bell so not to miss any future content. Also, if you are interested in joining me on the Leeds Gamer podcast, to have a chat about Leeds United, or if you're that's if you're a Leeds fan, but if you're a football fan in general, if you want to come on and have a chat about football, then do please let me know. So, as I say, it's match preview time, but it's with a difference, because this is to do with the Leeds United Women, who get the rare one-off opportunity to play at Ellen Road, and that is happening tomorrow, or technically later today, because I'm recording this in the early hours of the morning. I'm going to it, so I'm looking forward to it. So I've put together a predicted lineup. I'm not 100% sure. There's a couple of lasses that may get the nod ahead of others, both in the starting 11 and on the subs bench. So I've included the first 11 in a 4-4-2 with the subs bench at the bottom there. So I'll start with the league table for what Leeds United Women currently playing. It's the Women's National League North Division 1. And as you can see, Leeds are very close to having an opportunity of promotion, which would be excellent. But to do this, they need to basically win their remaining games, because they have got Huddersfield Town and Cheadle Stingers breathing down their necks, and also Huddersfield and Cheadle have 2 games in hand over Leeds. So Leeds' next opponents are Norton and Stockton. That'd be a hybrid. Norton and Stockton Ancients, who currently find themselves in 7th. It's only a 12-team division. It's a bit like the Scottish Premiership. And as you can clearly see there, Norton, there'll be no pushovers. They're a mid-table team. But Leeds have played them in 3 separate competitions so far and are currently unbeaten against Norton and Stockton this season. So this bodes well for Leeds. Leeds United Women had one match that they played at Ellen Road last season, which I think I went to that one as well, if I remember right. And the attendance was 5,000, which is about 4,000 more than they get at Garforth. Thereabouts. So basically packed all of the Leeds fans into the East Stand, which is, as everyone knows, is the biggest stand at Ellen Road. Good atmosphere for the girls, and they clearly enjoyed it because they won. So I really hope they win again this time round. As things stand, Leeds are in a good position. 44 points from the 20 games they've played. And quite a bit of the current squad did feature in the squad that featured at Ellen Road last season. So there won't be quite as much pressure on the girls this time. It is effectively like a part-time squad. So a little bit like the National League North in the men's game. You know, the part-time teams for the majority. So all these lasses that you see on screen now are either studying or are working. This is a part-time career for these ladies, and for them to have the opportunity to play at Ellen Road is absolutely massive for them. So I would love to see an absolutely packed full East Stand at Ellen Road. If it can be even more than what it were last season, I'd say it were about a 5,000 attendance last season. Can it be doubled? Can it be close to doubled? Can we get maybe 9,000 this time? With the fact that Leeds are at the top of the table, it might just encourage a few more fans to go and watch them. Obviously, Leeds United have got an absolutely mammoth game coming up away at the enemy on Monday, but hopefully fans will still be able to come to Ellen Road and watch this as well. So, going on to team news. In goal, you've got Carrie Simpson. She's been our first choice all season. She was an upgrade on Georgia Watton, who was our previous number one goalkeeper a couple of seasons ago. Carrie's just got a bit more presence about her. She's like physically taller for starters. I think Georgia Watton now plays for York, and they're currently 9th in the league. So yeah, Carrie's a decent goalkeeper for this level, and as long as she's not injured, she'll play. Right back, I've gone for Elena Millard. Elena has played quite a few games this season from what I've seen, having looked at some of the match reports and having watched some of the games this season. They haven't shown as many of the women's matches on LUTV this season as they did last season. I'm very disappointed with that. I would have enjoyed to have watched more games this season if it would have allowed me to. But Millard does appear to have been the club's regular right back this season, so I think there's every chance she plays. I've gone for a centre-back pairing of Leeds Women's captain Shauna Legg, partnered by I can only describe her as like the Leeds Women's version of Rob Molinar. She's the Terminatrix. She's an absolute Terminator. She seems to just be taller and more powerful than any other woman in this league. I think she'd take some of the men out. Honestly, she's a unit for this lineup. Very good defender for this level. Alice is a yeah. She's good. She's good. And then on the left, you might be thinking that you're seeing double. Well, I can assure you, you're not. Leeds United currently possess twins. They've got twin sisters in Drew and Darcy Green. Now, Drew and Darcy have been playing in different positions all season. They can play on either side on the wings, or they can play either side at fullback. Both got signed from Halifax, who play in the division above. They're only one place above the relegation zone. I mean, the Leeds absolutely rinsed Halifax of about 5 or 6 of their players in the summer, and the Green sisters were 2 of them. So some of these girls have played at a higher level than the current division, which probably explains why they are currently top of the league. It's a strong team this year. But yeah, so there's a possibility that the left side might be occupied by the Green sisters, or it's possible that they may be on either flank and either opposite each other, or one on the wing and one at fullback, or the opposite way around. They are very versatile, both of them, to be fair. So I've gone with that with the back four. Moving into midfield now, I have a little bit of a doubt over 2 of them. These being Macy Ellis and Paige Williams. Macy and Paige have been at the club a little while now, but both of them suffered season-long injuries last season, and their minutes this season haven't usually involved being in the starting 11. They've usually come off the bench. It's fantastic to see them both back. I felt so sorry for both of them. I mean, Macy, when she got her injury, I think she was still only about 19 years old, maybe 20. She was very young. Paige Williams is in her mid-20s now. But it took such a long time for them both to come back to full fitness. So I'm delighted they're both available. Macy is a speed demon. When she's fully fit, and if she gets a chance to play at Ellen Road, it'll suit her down to the ground. Bigger pitch, better quality pitch. Macy, she will bomb up and down that wing. I think this match is tailor-made for Macy Ellis, and she is a threat. When she gets on that ball, meow, she's off like a bloody light. You can't catch her. She's the Dan James of this lineup. She really is. She's got pace to burn when she's fully fit. I think playing on a better quality pitch like Ellen Road, it's like playing on an indoor bowling rink. In comparison to what they play on at Garforth. So I think this game's tailor-made for Macy Ellis, but with that massive injury that she had, I don't know whether she starts, but I'd love it if she did. And same with Paige Williams. Again, she's been at the club quite a while now, but had a massive chunk of time away from the 11. She's a bit like the outer knacker of the 11. She's a very tidy midfielder. Don't give possession away very much. She's a really good passer of the ball. Very tidy operator at this level. So, again, I think playing on the Ellen Road pitch should suit her down to the ground. I really do. So, yeah, that's that as far as that's concerned. But again, both of them haven't played a massive amount this season. They've had to have their minutes managed due to the injuries that they've just come back from. Partnering Paige, one of my favourite players in the current squad, Kath Smith. She's like a little pit bull, bless her. Yeah, she can play defensive mid, attacking mid, central mid. She can do it all. Being at she must be one of the longest serving players in the current in the current squad, I think, as well. Good player. Like when you get her on the ball, she can dictate the play. She just takes control of it, and she drives forward with the ball. She's comfortable with the ball at the feet, and she loves to have a shot on goal. She can be very progressive that way, but when she's told to play defensively, she can do it too. So yeah, I really like Kath. Good player, right? Tenacious little player. So I hope she starts. Already touched on Drew. Drew and Darcy have been excellent this season. They really have. They've chipped in with goals and assists. They've played in a number of different positions. Really pair of fantastic signings for Leeds this season. And then up front, Brittany Sanderson, another new signing from the summer. I think she kind of replaced Laura Bartup pretty much. I love Laura Bartup. She were great. Just an absolute machine of a goal scorer. Very tall, pushing 6 foot. But yeah, just a real smooth operator up front was Laura. So when Laura left, Amy kind of took over the mantle as being the main scorer for the club. And Amy had an excellent season last season and was nominated as the player of the women's team for last season. She was excellent, was Amy. But Brittany's come in, she's a new player to the squad and done quite well. Chipped in with a few goals. Again, she's been a little bit in and out of the team, but she's done well. And then, without a shadow of a doubt, partnering Amy Woodruff, she's a monster of a striker. Defences hate her. Like she's physically strong. She bullies defences at times. Real hard grafter. Really works hard up front for the team, and she's a very capable goal scorer. So that kind of an 11, I think would be pretty good. In terms of the subs, Charlotte Oates, she's been the sub goalkeeper pretty much for the whole season. I think she signed in the summer. And then there's a handful of options for the bench. in this division, you can name up to 7 substitutes on the bench and bring on 5 of them. Maximum of 5 over 3 periods. So I've gone for a bench of Izzy Elliott, who's been at the club a little bit now. Emily Cassidy, who now I could be wrong, but I think Emily Cassidy's in her second stint with the club. I could be wrong on that one. But I've gone with Emily Cassidy. Ellie White, she's looked good at times this season. She's kind of like Ellie and Brittany have kind of taken it amongst themselves to kind of play up front or play in a 10 just behind Amy. And even on occasion, Amy's taken the 10 and then they've gone into the 9 at times. So that I think Ellie will probably feature in some capacity. Chloe Dixon, another new signing in the summer. She's done very well at times when she's come on. Sophie Bentley, she's one of the younger members of the squad. Has previously played in the Leeds youth, in the Leeds women's youth team, or Leeds girls team. Then went to Hull, I think, and then Leeds re-signed her, I think. Could be wrong on that one. I think that's right though. There is the option also of another young player that joined us this season in Ruby Dawson. She might feature on the bench as well. I was torn between her and Sian Jibble-Keating, but Sian has featured quite a bit on the bench this season. Sian can operate up front or on the wings, and again has chipped in with some goals and assists. There's a couple of other players as well that have featured on and off. I would say that out of all of these, Ruby Dawson's probably the one that has the biggest chance of featuring, with one of these others dropping out. Yeah, that's my predicted lineup, folks. As I say, I could be completely wrong. Some of those on the bench could feature in the 11, and some of those in the 11 could feature on the bench quite comfortably. But I don't think this will be too far off as a squad. As I say, Ruby Dawson's the one that might come into the lineup in some capacity ahead of one of the others. I don't know who's injured and who's not. That's the only downside. I've only gone off the previous match reports as to who played in the recent games. And all of these are featured in some capacity, including Ruby as well. So when I looked at the match reports, there was only them, and there was only these lasses and then Ruby, and there might have been one or two other names floating around, but that's about it as far as I can remember on that one. But I think this would be a very solid lineup, and I feel pretty confident that this particular lineup would do very well. Former Leeds United Women's captain and centre-back Brady Hannon is likely to be on commentary along with Tom Hill, who is the primary commentator for the Leeds youth teams and Leeds women's team. So if you can't watch the match, then try and tune in to Tom and Brady. But if you can get to the match, go for it. The ticket I got only cost me about £6. So to have the opportunity to go to Ellen Road for that kind of price, I ain't gonna grumble. I get myself there. Because usually they play at Garforth's ground, which is a little awkward to get to. A couple of seasons ago they used to play at Tadcaster, which was even harder to get to. I'd love it once Leeds get Ellen Road development finished. I'd love it if they made a smaller stadium or a smaller ground close to Ellen Road where the Leeds women and Leeds youth teams could play, or even if they had a chance to just play at Ellen Road more frequently, it'd be fantastic. But yeah, I'll leave it there, folks. So there's my match preview of Leeds United versus Norton and Stockton Ancients, happening in about 10 hours. 2 p.m. kickoff at Ellen Road. Get yourselves down there. Should be a good game. As I said, there's a lot riding on it for Leeds United Women. This is a very important game for these girls. I think they can do it. I think they can get the win against Norton, and I think they can get that promotion spot. I really do. Huddersfield actually got deducted a couple of points for playing an ineligible player. Naughty them. And got deducted 2 points and got fined £200. Wow. Oh, there we go. So, leave it there, folks. In the meantime, thanks for watching. Have a good one. See you at Ellen Road, or I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.